Welcome back, heroes. In this video, we're going to learn what is the next big step. In the last video, we talked about Zelda Gamson and how she stopped smoking, how she chose that big stick and then placed herself in front of it, that the KKK was her stick, and that she didn't want to ever smoke again. In order to do that, she had to set the stick sharp enough, big enough, so that she would guarantee results and follow through. Now, some people are more motivated by the carrot, and others are more motivated by the stick, while others are motivated by both. Did you come up with a few action items that you could do this week to move you towards your goals? Did you accompany them with a carrot or a stick? The question is what's your next big step? Now, what's holding you back? What's stopping you from making your life the way you had imagined? What's the worst thing that could happen if you put your whole heart in it? The question is, are you interested in your success or committed? Now, one of my mentors once shared with me, it's the difference between the chicken and the pig when it comes to your breakfast. One, the chicken is invested in breakfast. It has a vested interest, the egg. The other, the pig, is full-on committed to your breakfast. So what's the difference between interest or investment and commitment? Interest reads a blog post. Commitment applies that post day after day. Interest works an hour a day. Commitment works whenever time permits. Interest procrastinates what's important. Commitment doesn't stop at anything to follow through. Interest makes excuses. Commitment constantly acquires new skills and solutions. If you want it bad enough, if you're committed, you will find a way to make it happen. So, how do you get a hold of a superhero when you need them? How did the commissioner get a hold of Superman or talk directly to him? In the movies, what's the direct line to the president? It's the red phone. So I'd like to welcome you to the red phone formula. Step number one of the red phone formula, what we've been working up to is deciding what's your next big step that you're going to take this week to move you towards success. Number two, be committed. Be committed to your success. Discover what your why is and infuse your life with that why. Number three, decide on a carrot or a stick or both. A carrot that's awaiting your finish line for you to enjoy once you complete this next big step, or a stick that haunts you until you complete the next big step. Now, the last step is 4, reporting back when the job is done. It's picking up the red phone and placing a phone call to someone of super accountability. Share with them what you're doing, why you're doing it, and whether there's a carrot or a stick. This person's job uniquely is to reward you with the carrot or the stick. They are somebody you trust. And if your why is big enough, nothing will stop you. So the question is what's the specific action that will move you into becoming a high performer? What do you want your superhero strength to be? What's your superhero name? What is your kryptonite, and how are you going to guarantee your results to circumnavigate this kryptonite in your life? What's the carrot? What's the stick? Now, when we were creating this tool, I was working on a personal health goal. I wanted to complete a triathlon, a swim, bike, run. Now for me, I had a lot of kryptonite, a lot of why not, a lot of excuses. I was busy training, creating curriculum, building a business, sales, and there was just not enough time to do the training. Meanwhile, in the back of my mind, I said, man, this is what I really want. This is what would really help me to practice the tools that I'm preaching. And so I remember going to the gym to train in the pool. And I would stand at the edge of the pool, and training pools are rather chilly, and I'm rather thin. And that doesn't quite go together. I would dip my toe into the edge of the pool, and meanwhile in my mind I'm thinking, no way am I getting in there. This is way too cold. I would spend my time at the edge of the pool stretching, dipping my toe in, trying to convince myself to get in. Now, I'd even justify being like, if I went back into the locker room and changed, would anybody notice? It'd be like, yeah, the chlorine is really good for stretching. I just go out by the pool to stretch. Now, of course, I'm not going to do that. I'd eventually get in every time. It'd be a little shocking at first, then I'd swim and I'd be fine. Now, meanwhile, while I'm standing at the edge of the pool, something shifted as I looked down in the lane next to me and I saw someone swimming back and forth, back and forth. It seemed easy for them, and why was it hard for me? I then realized that there are many, many people on the planet that running triathlons, these short, small sprint triathlons, was actually just what they did. They did it for fun. That it actually came easy and natural for them. So what was the difference between them and me? I was just buying into my perspective, my perception of why it was so hard. And so in that moment, I flipped the switch. I picked up the red phone and I called my superhero. I decided I was going to follow my training curriculum perfectly for the next week. In fact, I was committed. I decided on what my why was to drive myself for the next level of higher achievement, to inspire the people around me. And I decided on a carrot and a stick. I actually called up a hotel, booked my room, booked my race, all my accommodations, and I decided if I didn't follow this next week's training curriculum, I would surrender the money for the hotel and the accommodations and the race and just let them ride if I didn't finish this. If I did finish this week's training, I would continue on with great momentum and complete the race feeling phenomenal. And so I picked up the phone and called my buddy, called the hotel, and placed several different phone calls and committed money out of my pocket that I knew I would either lose or I'd reap the benefit from my training. And so this is how we can integrate the red phone in our lives. I've used the red phone technique over a span of 7 days many times in my life to accomplish amazing feats where I found myself dragging my feet and not getting what I wanted to done. So do this for you. Anytime you want more motivation, pick up the red phone. Tap into your inner superhero strength and do it because you deserve it. Do it to see the magic that comes from human motivation. This concludes our video series on the red phone. Now, the moment this video stops, I want you to pick up your phone and place a call of super accountability to someone you trust. Tell them what you're going to choose into, a carrot or a stick, and by when you will finish it. My encouragement is to finish this in the next 7 days. Now, there's an old adage that says, get busy living or get busy dying. What will it be for you? Enjoy the momentum of this week. Thank you.